What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and if you're like me, the Monster Manual Expanded series is one of, if not your favorite way to expand and add new monsters to your 5th edition campaign while not having to do a ton of work, and also bringing forth a lot of stuff that you might have loved from old editions. So I've talked about this. I've reviewed all 3 of these books, and you can see they are available in print on demand, and they are massive. They dwarf the Monster Manual by a lot, and there's 3 of these tomes, and they're huge. Definitely worth picking up. You can get them in PDF form if you like. But I wanted to talk to you today about Dragonix's Deadly Denizens, who is the sponsor of this video. But Dragonix, if you look right here on the front, Dragonix is the creator of the Monster Manual Expanded series. Sorry, I'm very low in my frame for some reason. Anyway, Dragonix recently launched a Patreon, and what I wanted to talk to you today is that Patreon, because there is more monsters. The Deadly Denizens is going to be a series of PDFs that are going to be released monthly, basically giving you the kind of level of monsters that you're used to seeing in the Monster Manual Expanded, but now on a shorter amount in a monthly, basically, for lack of a better term, subscription, because, you know, it's via Patreon. So why don't I go ahead and pull up the Patreon here, and we could take a little bit of a look. But I do have some notes from Dragonix over here. So kind of one of the things is, why now, right? Why we've done 3 of these Monster Manuals Expanded thus far. Why switch over to do this now Patreon thing? So it says 2 years ago, he quit his full-time job to do what he loves full-time, writing and publishing D&D, and committed to improving the quality of the first 2 Monster Manual Expanded books, which has been a process if you've been unaware. So nearly done with the first one and about to start the next. But there's a lot that goes through there. He says, however, after my bulk deal unexpectedly fell through with an art studio earlier this year, I had to resort to individual commissions with various professional artists, which if you haven't seen, the art contained in these books is phenomenal. So there's definitely a lot of love and effort put into that. And you can even see it just from the banner you see here on the website. So he's still working on that, and as well as working on the Monster Manual Expanded 4, continuing the series. But what do you get kind of here if we take a look at the Patreon? You can see there are 4 tiers, right? We can see the $4 a month tier is the Minion tier. You get access to the PDF, which contains 4 professionally made, well-balanced stat blocks. Each block is accompanied by high-quality artwork and lore. At least one of the stat blocks will always be an NPC. 2 bonus creatures, which you get when you join this month. Exclusive news and updates. The $7 tier gets you 8 stat blocks. So everything we talked about, but now you're jumping up to 8 stat blocks. The $10 tier is going to get you 12 stat blocks. And that's $10 per month. And then there also is a $400 tier, which is only one person. If we take a look, it says to commission all the benefits of what we just talked about, and to commission a humanoid monster, or character rather. This can be your player character, NPC. The request includes high quality custom artwork for that character that will be commissioned by a professional artist. It'll be a single full body character with no background, and it talks a little bit about the resolution and things there. Please note that I may use this artwork in a future Dragonix's Deadly Denizens. 3 stat blocks, basic, advanced, and legendary, based on the design request that you submit. I may include these again in a future one. Up to 2 15-minute one-on-one sessions via Discord to discuss the character. A free copy of the Dragonix's Deadly Denizens Volume 1 Compendium when it becomes available. And a discount coupon, pay only for print and shipping fees for Dragonix's Deadly Denizens Volume 1 Compendium print on demand version. So basically, again, 3 tiers to get more monsters, and 1 sort of legendary tier that will let you get to design your own creature, what it could be your character or just one that's from your campaign that you want to immortalize, that will get 3 versions of it, and then again, discounts on the compendium in the future. So, I thought we have the first one right here. We have the May 2020 issue number 1 available here. First of all, you can see, again, high quality artwork, but we also have bookmarks, which is important, as we know. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. So we have the Bone Devil Magus. We have a High Magus and an Arch Magus, so that's technically 3 different stat blocks there. A Frost Mage, with both an Elder and Legendary variant, so 3 versions there. A Grendel with 2 other variants, the Grendel, Grendel Berserker, Grendel Chieftain. A Maul, Brute, Crusher, and Juggernaut. A Scorpicore and Scorpicore Alpha and Legendary. And a Tarrasque and a Tarrasque Elder Legendary as well. So why don't we just take a look? We'll look at the art, and then we'll make our decision. So this is obviously a Bone Devil with magic. A Frost Mage, kind of looks like an Elsa-type character. We've got the Grendel, which was sort of the troll-like character we saw on the front cover. We have a Maul here. A Scorpicore, which is kind of like a Scorpion Manticore, looks like. And a Tarrasque. We're going with that because it's a turtle, and I like turtles. Memes from back in the day. Another thing I'll get to at the end here as well. He says, normally there are only 4 creatures per issue, but the very first issue that we talked about here has 2 bonus creatures. This means if patrons join now in the current month, they can take advantage of the 2 bonus creatures as well. And I just want to make sure I didn't misspeak when we talked about that. Yeah, 4 professionally made. Yeah, 4 creatures. Okay, that's the difference. So that was my kind of thought. So 4 stat blocks for $4, 8 creatures for the $7 tier, but each with a base and advanced version, and then the $12 is a base, advanced, and legendary version. So that's the differences you're going to get. So if you want to see what all the monsters are, just the $4 tier will get you the new monsters, and then the $7 and $10 Guardian and Boss tiers will get you additional variants of that monster. All right, so a Tarrasque, as we can see, it does have lore, as mentioned. This monster appears to be a cross between a lion, a bear, and a turtle. Oh, I didn't even notice it had sort of a lion face on it initially there. All right, 6 legs, let's see, head of a lion, 6 legs of a bear, a turtle shell, and a tail that ends in a deadly stinger, which we can see up there. Sharp bony spikes line the top of its hard shell. The dreaded Tarrasque is a fiercely territorial, and is known for its aggression and irascibility. Fears little and will even attack creatures bigger than itself. Most predators, even dragons, steer clear of it. It's an amphibious predator as well, lives in flooded caves and around underground caverns near large bodies of water. We can see we do also have a lair action for it. So on initiative count 20, it emits a loud roar. Each creature within 120 feet must make a DC 20 wisdom save or be frightened. Or it causes the ground near it to shake violently. Each creature on the ground within 60 feet must make a DC 21 strength save or be knocked prone. Or it just flat out gains 30 hit points. We can see that a base Tarrasque is a challenge rating 6 creature with resistance to fire and immunity to poison. It can hold its breath, similar to how turtles are in D&D, and it can make 2 attacks, a bite and a sting, and it can't do them against the same target. So we can see its bite does slashing damage and poison damage. It also, if they're larger or smaller, they are grappled. Until the grapple ends, it can automatically hit the target with its bite attack while it's grappling them, and its sting does a DC 14 con save or piercing damage plus 66 poison. It also has a breath weapon, a poison breath weapon that's, interestingly enough, is a 15-foot cube, which I kind of like the changing that up. It is a breath weapon, but it comes out in a cube form. Poison damage, and if they fail, they're also poisoned for a minute. A poisoned creature is incapacitated. They can repeat the save at the end of each of their turns. And on a success, they take half damage. A creature being grappled by the Tarrasque has disadvantage on the saving throw. Makes sense if you're grappled in its mouth. And breath weapons, you can't go anywhere because you're grappled. Then we have the Elder version, which jumps us up to a challenge rating 11. Now, I'm not going to go too much here. We can see we did get, we already had immunity to the poison condition. We have bumped up to challenge rating 11 from 6. We now have multi-attack with 2 attacks, 1 bite and 1 sting. That is the same, but it does look like obviously the damage has increased significantly for both. We also now have a swallow ability, as we have gone also from a large-sized creature to a huge-sized creature. And it looks like it pretty much follows the standard swallow whole kind of rule. Medium or smaller, you can be swallowed. You're grappled, you're blinded, you're restrained, have total cover, and you take acid damage each turn. If it takes enough damage, it can regurgitate you. Its poison breath has jumped up to a 30-foot cube, as has the saving throw has increased, and the damage has gone up by 46 as well. And then lastly, we have the Ancient Tarrasque, which has gone from a challenge rating 11 up to 19. And as such, all of the stats have increased. It now gets 2 legendary resistances a day. It is 1 bite, but now it is 2 claw attacks. Actually, did it not have claws before? It did not have claw attacks before. So it is 1 bite attack, 2 claw attacks, and a sting. So the claws have been added here. Just again, increased damage on the bite. The claws do 2d6 plus 7 slashing. The sting, this is also, sorry, gone from a huge to gargantuan size. Everything has increased in damage. The only thing that I would probably have changed here is I may have made the stinger, if it's a gargantuan creature, have more reach than just 5 foot, like maybe 10 foot or even 15 foot reach on the sting. It is a turtle though, so I can offset that. We also still, again, have that swallow ability, but the swallow damage has increased in the amount to get the regurgitation. The poison breath has gone up to a 60-foot cube, 14d6 poison damage, and the con save has increased. It also has legendary actions here, 3 legendary actions. Crawl, moving half its speed for 1, a claw attack for 1, and using 2 legendary actions to make a bite attack or use the swallow ability if they've already been bitten. So that's just a little bit of the insight into the kind of things you're going to get when I talk about getting one monster with increased versions, both ancient or legendary or whatever you want to call them, whatever fits that particular stat block. And then I also wanted to talk briefly about Dragonix's goals here as well, right? So it says his first goal is to reach $1,000 a month. The second goal is to reach 2K. The third goal is 3K. Each time he reaches a goal, he's going to add 1 additional creature to each issue of Dragonix's Deadly Denizens. And when he hits 3K a month, he will also include virtual tabletop support on top of that. So I want to say a huge thank you to Dragonix for sponsoring this video. There will be links in the description to the Patreon if you want to check it out. Like I said, for $4 a month, getting 4 additional monsters from the creator of some of the best D&D 5e monster content out there, it's really a no-brainer. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.